line. And Mrs. Durant, first question I'd like to ask you is, when did you find out that your son was going to Golden State?
Well, I found out just before you all found out. He and I had talked about it, but I wasn't sure of the decision that he was going to actually make because he was really torn by the decision of what to do. So I found out not long before you all found out.
What was your motherly advice to him as the free agent process started? Not particularly unless you wanted him to go to a certain place. What did you tell him about what was going to go on?
Well, one of the things when we started talking about this a few months ago, and it's been a quite extensive conversation that he and I have had, I would just ask him, what did he really want? What was his heart? So my focus really wasn't to inject my opinion either way. I just wanted him to find his heart in the whole process. And so that was my goal. I knew that it would be a difficult decision for him, so I wanted him to be sure about what it is that he really wanted.
And so that's what you told him, and now I understand you found out with us, but after the fact, what did he tell you in your guys' conversation after the decision about why he ended up choosing Golden State over staying in Oklahoma City?
Well, what he said to me is that he felt that it was time for him to try something different, to try to elevate his game more, to take on different challenges in his life. And so one of the things that was really important, that the decision wasn't just about basketball, but it was about him growing as a person, as a man, and as a player. And so he felt that this was the best time in his life to make this change. And so I just said, I'm happy for him, and I'm all in with him, of course, and let's go do this.
Talking to Kevin Durant's mother, Wanda Durant, on the Shell Pennzoil Performance Line. Were you surprised when he told you he was going to go to Golden State? Were you actually surprised?
No, I wasn't surprised because I knew the conundrum that he was in on staying or going, so I wasn't surprised. It kind of pulled at my heartstrings because I know how much he loves Oklahoma, and I know how much I love him, and so I was kind of like, okay, this is your decision, so let's do it. But I wasn't surprised because we had been talking about it, so no, I wasn't surprised.
Now, when you hear people talking about this decision that your son made, and Charles Barkley, Reggie Miller, talking heads, the list goes on and on, saying things like he's taking a shortcut to a championship, or I lost respect for him, or this title won't count in my eyes. I mean, those sort of big-time declarative statements. How do you react to that criticism?
Well, I felt that those kind of statements would come on based on someone's character, and I don't think Kevin was out of character in making a decision to change his employer. I just felt that was quite harsh. Those guys play ball at a different era, at a different time, and so as time goes on, it has changed, and this is a part of the NBA now. And so I was, as a mom, I didn't like those comments. I just wanted to ask them the question, how many times a day you call Kevin to ask Kevin about his opinion on making a life-changing decision, and I don't think either one of those guys have called him at all. So I thought it was quite harsh, and I kind of wanted to rise up like a mama bear, but I understand that, everyone has an opinion and it's respected, but I didn't like it at all.
And your son has been one of the more beloved superstars in the NBA for the majority of his career now. When you hear people start to label that Golden State team now that he is a part of as the villain going into next year's NBA season, what is that adjustment like for you and for Kevin, and what you've talked with him about looking forward to this year?
Well, I've heard those comments, but I've also heard the comments of so many people in and out of Oklahoma that respected him as a young man for making a decision that he felt was best for him. And I've gotten letters in my direct messaging on Facebook and Twitter and Instagram, all my social media, how much they love him, even though they were disappointed in the change, but they still love and respected him. So those are the things, or those are the comments that I choose to focus on. And then we will see, people will see that this was a good move. But ultimately, that Kevin made the decision that he felt was best for him. And I think we all try to do that in life. And so maybe harsh comments, sometimes we have to put ourselves in that position. And that's my take on it as a mother.
Again, Wanda Durant, Kevin Durant's mother, joining us on the Shell Pennzoil Performance Line. What would your words be as you get ready to watch your son play for Golden State to the fans of Oklahoma City for all the years that your son has been there?
My words to Oklahoma City is love is love is love is love. That I will always love Oklahoma City and the state of Oklahoma. They welcomed my son and our family with open arms. That was the only state that I ever spent as much time in outside of my home state. And so I will always love them. I have met dear friends there. I've had business partners there that I still love and respect and honor. And I find myself traveling there often because I do love that city. I love the place. I love the organization. And it's just a change. And it shouldn't reflect on who we are as people. And so I expect to be there often. Actually, I'll be there in a few weeks. I'm going back in a few weeks. And it's not to deal with any of Kevin's issues, but I've had some friends there. And so I'm going to go back and see them.
Wanda, one more question for you. Who's the best player on the Warriors?
Kevin Durant.
That's
Really? Did you ask me that question?
Listen, I'm with you. I said it. I thought the same thing. And what other answer would you give, Wanda? I do have one other question. This a little more. Not that this wasn't serious what we were talking about, but now from a health standpoint, Kevin is going to play for Team USA in Rio in the Olympics. So now, as a mother whose son is going to Rio, and all you've heard that's going on in Rio, what are your thoughts there?
My thoughts is, son, you decided, okay, and I say this, and some people may think I'm being politically correct when I answer these questions, but as a mother, and you all know that I'm very present in Kevin's life, and I was always there, but I've learned that I have adult sons now, and so my approach has to be differently in order for them to hear me when I want to inject my opinion. And so now I wait for a request. And so he said that he's going, and I said, okay, well, son, I'll go with you. I'll be there with you. And so I have any fear that any other parent going with all that you hear about the violence and the crime or whatever other issues, but I'll be there with him. If he says he wants to go, I can't make him not go now. He's not 7 anymore. He's 27, so I think I have to be there to support him.
But they're always kind of 7 in your heart at times, aren't they? I'm sure.
Well, yeah. I try to make sure he knows that too, but it's a little harder now, I feel.
Wanda, we certainly appreciate your time this morning, and it's been an incredible journey your son has been on, and you every step of the way with him, and we look forward to seeing where that journey takes you in Golden State. Thanks a lot.
Well, thank you so much. You guys have a great day, and I appreciate it.
Thank you.